So for Snyder, there's no inward facing cameras. You have cameras down the mirrors, going down the side of the truck and trailer and out the front windshield, seeing forward. We do not have anything facing inward or audio. Okay? If Snyder's theory is if we have to put a camera facing the driver and listen to them, that we don't trust them enough. And if we don't trust them enough, we ain't gonna put them in our truck. So Snyder will not put a reversing facing you camera or audio on you. Won't do it. That's the way that they presented it to me. Cool, and I appreciated that. Yeah. So the downhill assistance, when you're coming over the peak, you set your check brake or where you think you should need it, and then you set your cruise after that of where you think that whatever the miles per hour. Say it's 55, you want to set it at 45, and you let it do. It's doing the work for you. So when you hit the Jake brake, you set the cruise, the downhill assistance engaged. It'll never come off until you turn the Jake brake off, right? So that Jake brake and the downhill assistance job is to keep you at the speed that you have suggested it to keep. So, and it's going to do everything it can. So it's going to be in that higher gear with the Jake brake on, the engine brake running at the same time. So you can stay in your lane, stay soft, and you can stay off the damn brakes. Because I'm telling you, especially now, I'm going to experience, I've been in the winter, so you won't usually burn brakes as much in the winter as it is summertime. I am testing myself on how to do that the best as I can because I'm about to come into temperatures that are going to be ridiculously hot and I don't want to burn my brakes up. Because there ain't much you can do. When them brakes are gone and they start smoking, what do? Anybody know?
Look for a runoff.
Well, if you can stop. If you can stop. Pull over to a
if you can stop.
Location, right? But your brakes are smoking. You can see them smoking. What do? No, you're out of the truck and you see they're still smoking. What do?
And you see they still smoking?
Yeah, they're smoking. Hell yeah, they're smoking. You just pulled 78,000 pounds, 4 miles at a 7% downhill grade, and you was playing with the brake the whole time.
Ooh, I don't know.
And they're lit up. Yeah, they smoking. They bright red. What do you think what are you supposed to do?
Nah, you spray with a, I don't know, I wouldn't say fire extinguisher, but maybe some water.
Anybody else?
This is a guess.
No, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you know what I'm saying? That taking a guess at it, I mean, that's the right thing to do. Right, you haven't experienced it yet, so you don't really know, right?
I'm calling and asking.
That's a good answer, too. Don't throw water on it.
Yeah, fire extinguisher, right?
Don't do anything. You can let it cool down.
Just chill.
Because I think them brakes, what's going to happen if something's really hot and you just throw water
You don't want to throw water on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the water on it.
So what's the best way to keep from doing that?
Slow down, keep it at a steady, smooth speed.
Right, being a truck that will help you not do that, right? Learning not to use your brake. That truck does it. Knowing how to do that. Where are you going to learn that at? Snyder will tell you and teach you how to do it. You know how often I hit my brakes going down a mountain? Now that I've got my 90 days experience of like learning how to do it, you know what I mean? I don't have someone there, hey, you know what I mean? I don't have someone there coaching me. Not often. As long as I don't have someone in front of me that I need to keep my distance from. If I set that Jake brake and that downhill assistance, I don't need to touch my brakes for any reason. I can use the cruise control button to reduce my speed, or I can do the 10-second, right? 10 seconds on, reduce my speed with the Jake brake on, and then you want to let go of it, and whatever you slow down to with that brake keeps that cruise downhill assistance at the speed you just stopped it at. So if you're at 45 and you think it was coming down too hard, now you dropped it to 30 with using the brake, it's going to reset your cruise at 30. You don't have to touch the cruise button or nothing. As soon as you let go of that brake, it sets it automatically right where it's at.
Tell us about the cruise control like you was earlier, because you got the camera on, about how it assists you in staying a certain amount of feet away from.
So you're going to have to learn the safe space. So that, depending on your speed, 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet. With the cruise control that's on this truck is an adaptive cruise control. It reads the speed of the vehicle in front of it. So when you set it, and it knows how fast you're going, it will keep you at the safe distance that is required by DOT standards and Snyder standards. So if someone's going a lot slower and you're going 55, with 78,000 pounds, it's going to push you back probably 400 feet. And you can see it. It'll tell you you're 400 feet. There's a car in front of you.
Then it tells you.
And it reads it. It don't let you just let it go.
Yeah.
And then when they speed up, you speed up with them.
Yeah.
It reads all of it. It sees everything. And if you do get too close, like say you're going downhill, down the mountain, the sensor goes off and it's thinking it might hit something. It's a collision alert.
Yeah.
That Jake brake and everything's coming on automatically. You're going, it's going to try and stop you from killing yourself and somebody else.
Right. So,
So-
the safety features are
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the technology that Snyder has already and they're still introducing is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. And they're coming with cameras for the backup.
Yeah, we just got a video. Backup cameras in the future are already working its way into our trucks. So that was one of my questions. Is what about backup camera? Why don't we have backup camera?
Automatic backs up by itself.
Huh?
So they need to invent what just back up by itself automatically.
All right, Tesla. Talk with Elon Musk. He might be able to help you there.
Yes.
But yeah, so is they take your pay and take 2 cents off the top. And I want to say they broke it down. They did the math for me. I want to say it's like $6,955 a year that you will get tax free. So your pay will look a little bit odd on your pay stub. That's why I was like, hey, how can you explain this a little bit more? You'll lose 2 cents off of that, and that's for the taxes and tax reasons on the company side and stuff that protect you to get that money tax free. And then there's a max. I don't know what the max limit is per month, but once you hit that max, you'll see underneath of it, it'll say whatever your pay rate is, and then the miles that were remaining after you hit that max. So then you got, because I've hit the max a few times, that's why I was like, why am I getting this and this and this? Because I'm running. Because I'm running. They're giving me miles and I'm taking them all. Bring it on. I don't refuse loads. They don't let you refuse loads. Like, they don't even give you an option to refuse a load. I don't care for whatever load you give me. Appreciate you. Like, you feeding me. You putting food in my mouth every time a load comes through. I'm grateful for the opportunity that they've given me to trust me behind a 2024 truck that has everything you could think of. Come with a refrigerator, got a microwave, mattress already in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give you everything you need to be successful. They give you everything you need. And it's just as amazing to come. I have not had a bad experience with Snyder. I know people have their different experiences, but I'm grateful for the opportunity and everything that they're learning, and they're willing to teach you if you want to be taught. If you're open to it, they will teach you everything you know. No experience coming into Snyder, unless it changes, which I don't think it will. Your first 5 days are going to be in the classroom. You're going to get introduced in. You're going to do your drug test. It's a hair follicle and urine. You're going to you get all your paperwork. You're going to start signing everything, going over policies and all of that nature. They're going to be showing you videos. They're going to be getting you logged in on your tablet. They're going to show you how everything works on the tablet. They're giving you the Snyder Bibles, like I like to call it. And that's going to be your information. That is going to be your key information. It's going to tell you everything you need to know for almost any obstacle that you may encounter with your truck or out on the road with the load. So that's your first 5 days. You're going to interact it. You're going to get your safety vest, your non-slip shoes, if you don't bring them on with you. I brought my own, so I didn't have to get them there, and it comes out of your check. You don't even have to. You won't even come out of your pocket, which is nice. I will say our terminal in Charlotte, we have a cafeteria that is Monday through Saturday, I believe it operates. I'm not sure if it does on Sunday or Saturday, but Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served there. They actually have food and drinks there as well. It's almost like a convenience store. It's lined up. We have showers there. We have a workout room. We have laundry. We have other bathrooms. We have a lounge with 65-inch TV, flat screen TV with comfortable chairs. There's a quiet room to where if you're just trying to relax, it's dark, you just go in there, sit down, hang out. There's driver services there. You'll interact with them. You need stuff, that's who you can talk to too. Your dispatch team is there at the terminal. So you kind of get introduced. You start walking, you see, learning everything. They'll take you on a tour of everything. You see it. The mechanic shop is 24/7, 7 days a week. And it's a separate building that's a little bit farther down. There's a truck wash there. You can
drive your truck into, and boom, hit a button, washes your truck. Right now, the reason why they're working on it right now, fixing whatever the issue is.
Hey Jay, so how many miles were you running with your TE when you were doing since you've been doing your training, and then what's the change from that till now you being by yourself?
Right. So my first week, towards your end of that first week, you're going to get introduced to your instructor. So you're going to go with an instructor before you hit your TE.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think you have a couple tests and things you have to do too, like a hazmat certification. That's for you to be able to haul hazmat, but not placard hazmat.
Oh, everybody get hazmat?
You get hazmat you have to be hazmat certified for any company.
Okay.
Because it doesn't hit that weight limit of where you have to be placard, you still have to have a certification through the company to be able to haul it.
Okay.
But the hazmat certification doesn't give you the ability to be placard. I have the hazmat endorsement, so I am certified through Snyder and have the endorsement on my license to where I can haul placard hazmat. That comes with a little more responsibility on the DOT side and driver side. So there are certain things that you have to do. I think Snyder's 150 miles. You have to do a load check, securement check, and tire check. And because DOT, I want to say, is 200 or 250 or something like that. So every standard, you learn these standards too in that first week that the DOT has set for you, which is the minimum that you have. Those are the minimum requirements you have to hit for certain stuff, like your 14s and all of that, and your 12s and all that. So what Snyder looks at is they took theirs and made it even better for you. So let's say, for an example, because I can't remember off the top of my head what the hazmat is for on DOT side, I want to say it's 200, 250, and every 4 hours, whichever one comes first, you have to pull off and do a securement, load check, and tire check. Well, Snyder's going to do it at 150 in 3 hours, whichever comes first. So no matter what, you will never be violated if you follow Snyder's policies. So Snyder's setting you up. You learn all these things that's setting you up for success so you don't get a violation or a ticket, because you know who pays those?
We do.
You do. That's your responsibility. That's your ship. You're the captain. Why didn't you do it? You had every opportunity to do it. So you're going to pay it. You know what I mean? Like, now it's going to hit you and the company. So not only are you going to have to pay that fine, now you're going to have to go sit down and have a conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? So that's how serious things get out on that road. Like, follow exactly what if they set you up for success, man. That second week, towards the end of the first one, you get introduced to your instructor. You're gonna go with your instructor, if they call it Snyder College or Snyder Campus or something. So you're gonna go from the terminal, you're gonna go up to the Snyder Campus. I'm not sure exactly what they call it for your instructors. And you're gonna be doing your pre-trips every day. You're gonna be coupling and uncoupling every day. You're gonna start driving on the road in Charlotte. You're gonna start backing. You're gonna start doing all the things that they want you to do, learn how to do it the Snyder way. Okay? And that's the safety. That's their number one thing is safety. They want to make sure that you stay safe. Safety is key. The number one priority for Snyder is to keep you safe. So you're gonna learn all of those things with your instructor. Ask questions with your instructor. I'm telling you, I was blessed. I had great instructors. They answered every single question I could think of or come across, but they were also very informative. They were not afraid to tell you, hey, do this, do this, do this. Listen to them. You got to go in with the open-minded perspectiveness that you're here to learn.
And so, Chase, how many miles once you got on the road? How many miles were y'all running?
So the end of that second week, third week, to be honest with you, it ran together. So I can't remember if I was with the instructor for 1 week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was introduced to my TE, which I was with him 5 days. I did 5 days.
Yeah.
So it was like a Monday through Friday is typically what they try to do, depending on what that TE schedule is too, on what their home time schedule is, and think it might be split. Not really sure, and it also depends on what account they might be on.
Yeah.
So it's all going to depend on the TE.
Yeah.
That you're with. It could differentiate. Like the TE I was with is on a different account right now, so he's doing a run from I think it's Greensboro or something to Houston and back.
Yeah.
So he's doing like 2,700 miles in a week.
So that's where you guys were running when you started doing your training.
No, so he wasn't on the account yet. So we went down to Georgia, went down to Alabama, Atlanta, back up in this North Carolina, came through South Carolina, North Carolina, went to the mountains. Probably a little over 1,000, close to 2,000 miles.
2,000 a week.
It was probably close to it.
Close to it.
He let I did all the driving. He tried to like, hey, if you're tired, let me know. I was like, I'm here. No, you sit. You tell me what to do. This is my opportunity to learn. This is the cat. I know it's your truck, but hey, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what my limitations are. I'm pushing myself. And he was open for that. Like he was excited to hear that from a driver. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was 5 days. Now, I'm not your typical driver. As you know that, James. I'm a very, I push myself and I take this seriously. I'm all about learning, progressing, and I'm ready to roll. Like you have to admit, with different generations, not everybody's like that coming in as a new driver. They experience goods and bads. That's every company. So he got excited that I was excited. So that's only going to build a good atmosphere, a learning atmosphere. So it's only going to put you have control of that atmosphere, just like you're the captain of that ship when you sit in that chair. So it's the experience is going to be on you. How are you going to make that a good experience? Because you're going to have frustrations. Because you're going into the unknown. Yeah. As much as you learn here, I'm gonna tell you, everything I learned here put me ahead of the game. I didn't realize that because I'm going into uncertain. I was like, wow, like James and Sheila put us ahead of the game. If you actually listened and did exactly what they say, even on the road or a class test going into this, it put me far ahead of everybody else that came in from any school that they told me they were from. So that was a big blessing already there. When I was done with my TE, I went home. 2 days later, I was back at Snyder with a truck. And I went out for 3 or 4 weeks straight after that.
What's this? Weekly. Yeah. How much you?
For training?
Yeah.
No. For right now.
For right now?
How many
I
tickets?
can't tell you all that.
How much you get paid for weekly?
Depends on how many miles you get.
Yeah,
You don't get paid hourly. This ain't no hourly salary
Now you
job.
gotta push.
How often you want to keep them wheels moving? Are you gonna be able to drive 10 hours a day?
We'll see. I don't know yet.
Exactly. So that's what's going to be based on your pay. Because if you can't drive 10 hours a day, you only drive 4. How much do you think that check's going to be? That's a big difference.
What's the average?
My average right now is just below $1,000 a week. Yeah, just below $1,000. Don't let that money stuff in the beginning. I tell people this all the time.
Training and experience.
The money is gonna come. Stop focusing on it. Put it to the side. I'm not saying forget about it by any means. Don't forget about it. But that first 6 months of your starting your career, you are learning the industry and learning how to drive safely.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you make, who do you want to go with to make sure that you can get home every time you want to go home? Who are you going to go with that's going to teach you the right way, the professional way? That's what you got to key yourself on.
You get home every week?
I come home every 10 to 14 days. I mean, I can do whatever I would like. As long as I communicate with my dispatcher,
That's pretty nice.
there shouldn't be an issue. That's what my dispatcher told me, right? Now, if I'm OTR 37, policy is, I think it's like a 11 and 3 and 12 and 2. That's what it is. It's like you go out 12 days, go home 2, 11 days, 3 days. Things happen in life. You might have to stay home a little bit longer. You might stay out a little bit longer. There's only been 2 times that I've come home under 14 days. And that was this week when I came home and the time before that. And that was because I was taking my daughter to the doctor because my daughter broke her arm last month.
And so Chase, here to touch on, like you said, like you just finished your 90 days, you had your eval.
Yeah, so you have...
So, and then to touch on like the pay package. So you start off, and then when you get your raise, and then how often you get raises.
Right. So since you brought it up, the pay thing, and I mean, money is always helps keep everything going. We
Yeah.
all have bills. We all have
I
responsibilities.
mean, because at the end of the
and
day,
we
that's
still
what
have things
everybody's
that we
here
have
for.
to take
what
care
it
of
is.
as responsibilities, as either a father or just a man in general, right? Like bills are gonna come. They don't stop no matter how many miles you put in. They're coming, and you want to be able to pay those things, right? So your first 90 days, you start out 38 cents. That is fluctuate to change, depend to stay competitive. After 90 days, you get a raise. Accident free. Keep that in mind.
How many
No
how many
accidents.
cents is it?
Accident free. I can't remember it exactly. I
Yeah.
want to say it's 3,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
I don't focus on it.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
focus on. I wanted to know the timeline.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what's
yeah,
coming
Yeah.
because I
And-
know what they're max at. So
and then-
I think I want to say Snyder's either it's max at 61 or 63 cents. That is the max for now. That is all fluctuate to change to stay competitive in the industry. Those aren't set for finals. You know, that's not forever. So Snyder still wants to have competitive pay to keep people coming in. But we also, Snyder is known, they have a huge reputation. They've been around for how long? Does anybody know?
Years.
A long time.
Yeah, I see them trucks every time I'm on the highway.
Yeah, the pumpkin, they used to call them the pumpkin trucks.
Yeah, pumpkin trucks.
You know what I mean?
Right. So you get a raise
Snyder's
in
has been
3
around for a
months,
long time.
and then you
So,
get another one.
90 days,
Mhm.
which is 3 months in. At your 6 months,
Yeah.
another raise. 9 months, another raise. 12 months, another raise. 18 months, another raise. 24 months, another raise. And then it's yearly after that. So this is what I looked at. Yes, 38 cents. They're like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
How many raises did I just tell you in 24 months?
Shit, that shit about 5, 6, probably more.
What did,
Since 1935.
there you go. What are you what do you think that's going to be reasonable to pay for a non-experienced driver? They're giving you a $250,000 truck. What do you think is reasonable? No experience. Yeah, come on in, we'll train you, and we'll put you out on the road, you're going to get 2,500 miles a week. What do you think is, what are you expecting,
Not much more than that.
Right.
right? I didn't necessarily look into the on the money side.
Yeah,
Of course, that's there. I got a wife and 2 kids that I still have to take care of too, and my wife is a stay-at-home mom because my kids are 2 and 4. Daycare is a mortgage.
Yeah, I'm about to
That's
say.
a fact.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not financially reasonable or at all. So I have a friend that was in this class with me when we graduated. We graduated together. He took the test first, I believe, and I took it 3rd or 4th or something like that, right after him. He drives for Epps. I drive for Snyder. We talk to each other, kind of
Yeah, we met.
see each other and share our experiences and things of that nature. So I will say, so with that being said, for the raises that come for you, okay, there's incentives at Snyder too. They're quarterly incentives. There's 4 quarters in a year, so every 3 months they track you, they score you from a 0 to 5. So when you get close to the quarter, you can track it on your tablet too. So you can get a 5 cents raise for the next quarter if you hit a 5. So whatever your pay is, add another 5 cents to it. And you get that for the entire quarter. They don't go nowhere. The entire quarter, every single mile you get, extra 5 cents if you hit that incentive. I hit it my first quarter. I didn't get it because my 90 days wasn't over yet, because that's, your 90 days of probation period. I got a welcome letter. Hey, welcome to Snyder. You're now a full-time employee. We thank you. And that's forever. They're not changing that. You will keep that incentive. That incentive will always be there, because that incentive is making you a safer driver, also a better driver. Because now you're learning how to drive safely, get good fuel mileage. You're not having any accidents and other events. You're also learning how to, if you don't get to your loads on time, it tracks that. That's part of it. So that incentive is only making you a better driver. So between the score, you can get either additional 5 cents for the next 90 days or additional 3 cents for the next 90 days. Or if you don't hit it, you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
So after you do a year with Snyder and you hit your 12 months, the incentive stays. You get your yearly raise until you max out, but you also get an annual bonus every year after that, at the end of the year. The annual bonus is a percentage of what you just earned that entire year.
Now, Chase, let me ask you something. Let me
I
ask
don't know what the percentage is. I didn't ask. I was a little nervous, but I was just like, I tell you what, if I'm getting 3,000 miles a week, and I'm gonna push it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you something that Chase, and probably a real question some of the guys are probably thinking. Now, like you said, the other company like Shane worked for, he making a little bit more cents per mile than you.
Yep.
So they're probably thinking, what would be the incentive to make a little bit less to
Epps
get
has
more
different-
at the
Epps has a different
different.
incentive.
They got a different, you know. So
Shane was sharing that 10,000 miles. If you do over 10,000 miles with Epps, I want to say it's 3 or 5 or something like that. 5 cents extra. And then after 11,000 miles, I think it was like 9 cents.
yeah,
And that's what they get.
yeah. So I'm
They
sure
don't
some
get a
of,
raise, though.
some of the guys probably thinking. I'm just saying what I'm sure some people thinking. They probably saying.
Shane confirmed that for me.
No, they probably thinking, well, he making a little bit more cents per mile than what you're making.
He does.
So what would be the?
But I'm gonna tell you what, because we compared our financials.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Me and him
What's
are pretty close. Like when he's home, we go to his house. We eat with his family.
Yeah.
And he eats with my family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're almost like pretty much brothers. Yeah.
and like what would be that outcome down the road, and maybe that's what you're looking at. Not right now. You're looking down the road to see, because at the bottom line, a lot of people, it comes down to what's going in the
At
pocket.
the end of the day, you got to make money.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah,
about
yeah.
making money,
Yeah.
right? But I did pride myself in knowing that first 12 months is about experience.
Yeah.
Because after the 12 months experience, the money's going to come, regardless of who it's coming from.
Yeah.
Right. But that 12 months is just about building me and setting me up for success in this industry as a professional driver, the safest and the right way.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn the right way and the safest way. But even if I become an owner operator, I still need to learn the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Because if that was all on me, if I make a mistake, I don't have someone messaging me on a tablet saying, hey, you need to check this. No. You know who's going to say something, I need to check it? The damn DOT guy ain't going to be checking me with a damn fine and a violation. I don't want to experience that. It happens, but I don't want to experience it if I don't have to. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect out on the road. And Snyder understands that. They're here to grow you. I took it as I know what Epps makes from Shane,
Yeah,
and Shane confirmed it for me.
yeah,
They're maxed out. They're not going to pay you no more than you start with.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
Period. At the end of the day, unless you hit your incentives, you're not getting a raise. So at the end of the day, after my first year's done with Snyder, I have already passed him and what I make off of the cents, and I'm still making more past that. You will never get a raise staying with Epps. You will get the same amount of miles because Epps is running too, just like Snyder's running. They get good miles.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Mhm.
The miles are there for sure, but you will never get a raise from them. They have a whole different training program too. It's not as extensive as them. You're not going to learn as much as you will learn with Snyder. So if you want to learn and you want to become the best driver, the best of the best, and become a professional, that's who you want to go with.